Today we are going to look at multiplying binomials. So we're going to start with our warm-up review from yesterday, simplify the radical. And so if we simplify this radical right here, let's take a look at the square root of 32 first. And we want to think of what is the biggest square number that you can divide 32 by. And square numbers, again, we got 1, which is 1 times 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25, and those are all the square numbers under 32. So what's the biggest one we can divide 32 by? And that would be 16. So we're going to break that up into the square root of 16 times the square root of 2, which is 32. And then we can take the square root of 16, which we know is 4. So that's 4 square root of 2. But remember, we have that 5 hanging out right here. So we'll do 5 times 4 square root of 2, which will be 20 square root of 2. So these two are equivalent fractions right here. One is simplified. Today our goal is we're going to be multiplying binomials and also trinomials as well. So the investigation. The local youth club has a stage for karaoke competitions. The main stage is a square. The technical crew needs to increase the length by 2 feet and the width by 1 foot for their equipment. A plan for the stage is shown below. Can you write expressions for the area of each part of the stage? Okay, so the main stage is the square, which is x by x. So the area is base times height, which is x squared. The sound part is 2 meters wide, but x meters long, so this is 2x. The light part is x by 1, so just 1x. And the storage part is 2 units long and 1 unit tall, so that would be 2. So here's expressions for each part of the stage, and the total expression would be x squared plus 2x plus x plus 2. We can add everything together and combine like terms. You can put your x's together here. There are 3 x's total. So this is an expression that represents the total area of that stage right there. And what we've done here is we've multiplied a binomial. So we're going to take a look at multiplying binomials, which is 2 terms. So here the 2 terms are x plus 2, and here the 2 terms are x plus 1. How we can multiply those together, we'll look at 2 different ways today. All right, so again, area, base times height. So if you have an x by x squared, that area is x squared. But how about this right here? This is like the stage problem. I can break it up and find each part. So the first part right here is x by x, which is x squared. The second part, this is 5 units long and x units wide, so this is 5x. This part over here is x units wide and 1 unit long, so this is 1x. And then the last part is 5 units long and 1 unit high, so 5 times 1 is 5. So you multiply each part of those and then add them together. We have x squared plus 5x plus x plus 5. And again, you can combine some of the terms here, the x's. So the final answer is x squared plus 6x plus 5. And that is the most simplified you can do. So that's called the area method. Find the area of each box and then add them or combine like terms, add them together. So let's do a few more. The first one's x plus 3 times x plus 2. Everywhere I see a plus or minus, I'll put a line. And find the area of each box. The first one's x squared. Then we have 3 by x, which is 3x. X times 2, which is 2x. 3 times 2, which is 6. All right, we can combine like terms and write out our expression, x squared plus 5x plus 6. Just like you noticed the last one. Let's look at this one right here. All right, so here we have x squared. We have 6x, 1x, and a 6. Combine like terms, and you get x squared plus 7x plus 6. The next one, just keep it black. Again, we'll draw our lines. Here we have a 2x times x, which is 2x squared. Here we have a 7 by x, which is 7x. Here we have 2x times negative 2. So the negative goes with the 2 right here. So that's negative 4x. And then we have 7 times negative 2, which is negative 14. We'll combine like terms right here. And we'll get 2x squared plus 3x minus 14. And a next one, so again, wherever you see a plus or minus, you want to draw your lines. The first one is 4x times x, which is 4x squared. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. 4x times 5 is 20x. And negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. We'll combine like terms and write it out. 4x squared plus 18x minus 10. Okay, we can do that with a binomial, which is 2 terms times a binomial, but we can also do it with higher degree polynomials. So if you take a look at this one, you have x squared minus 3. I'll just put that on the side. It doesn't matter where you put it, side or top. If I have a longer polynomial, it's a trinomial. It has 3 terms. I like to put it on the top, but it doesn't matter. Everywhere you see a plus or minus, let's put our lines and find the area of each box. So we have x squared times x squared for the first box. That's x to the 4th power. Because we have x squared is 2x's and 2 more x's. You can see that's x to the 4th. The next one is negative 2x times x squared, which is negative 2x to the 3rd power because there's 3 x's. The next one is 1 times x squared, which is x squared. Here we have x squared times a negative 3, which is negative 3x squared. Here we have a negative 2x times a negative 3, which is a positive 6x. In the last box, we have an x times a negative 3, which is negative 3. Combine like terms here. There's only one x to the 4th, and there's only one x to the 3rd. So we'll write those out. But we have 2x squared. We have a negative 3x squared plus an x squared. So that is a minus 2x squared. And then we have a 6x minus 3. So this one we could only combine the x squared. So the rest we have to write out. Let's do the next one. Again, you can write anything on the side or the top. I like to write my longer one on top. So we have 3x squared plus x minus 5. We have x plus 6. And I have 3x to the 3rd. Here we have x squared, negative 5x. Here we have 18x squared, 6x, and minus 30. Again, combine like terms. We can put together a few of these things right here. And we have 3x squared plus 19x plus x. Oh, this was an x squared. And this is an x to the 3rd. Let's rewrite that. All right, so we have 3x cubed plus 19x squared plus x minus 30. Oops. Okay. Multiplying binomials and trinomials, other methods. So we looked at the area method, which is finding the area of each box and combining like terms. But many people have learned the distributive property of spider legs and FOIL. All right, so that's what FOIL is, first, outer, inner, last. It's just multiplying every term by every other. So here it is. If you want to use the FOIL method, F stands for first, and this is just the distributive property. X times x is x squared. O stands for outer, so we're going to multiply the 2 outer terms. Again, just distributing the x to both terms. So that's 1x. And then you have 5 times x, which is the inside term. So plus 5x. And then we have 5 times 1, which is 5. So this, all we did is distribute the x to everything and the 5 to everything. So it is the distributive property, or spider legs. We can also call it FOIL, which helps us keep track of what we've done. So when we combine like terms, we'll get x squared plus 6x plus 5, which is the same answer as when we did it the other method as well. So we can try FOIL a few more times, and then you can choose on the assignment. Do you like FOIL? Do you like the box method? You can choose. All right, so here it is. First, x squared. Outer, inner, last. Combine like terms. So we'll get x squared minus 4x minus 12. Okay, let's do it again. First, outer, inner, last. A negative times a negative is a positive. Combine like terms, and you'll get x squared minus 9x plus 20. Just put a box around it. Again, let's do it a few more times. So this one right here is first. We get 2x squared. Outer, 4x, inner, last. Combine like terms here, so we'll get 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. And, oh, x minus 10, if you see it squared, it just means multiply by itself twice. You cannot write x squared minus 100. You can't just distribute, that's wrong. Let's try this. We get x squared minus 10x minus 10x plus 100. So our answer, x squared minus 20x plus 100. So you see why we can't just distribute. It's not x squared minus 100. And the last one, again, We can try distributing for this one. This one I use the box. I think it's easier, but if you want to use the FOIL method, it's distributing really to every term. It'd be y cubed minus 5y squared plus 6y. So there's distributing the y to everything. And then you would distribute the 2 to everything. Let's change colors here. So we would have plus 2y squared minus 10y plus 12. So there's the distributive property with 3 terms, the trinomial. Combine like terms, we have a y cubed, we have minus 3y squared, we have minus 4y, and then we have this plus 12 hanging out there at the end. So for your assignment, you will practice these, any method, so if you want to distribute or FOIL, or use the box method, you're going to multiply all of these out, and then there's some review.